Hey there again, it's Corey, and this part is some assembly required. We start off on the top, and we will install our Phobya G-Changer 360 version 2, with the 3 fans on top. I decided to put the radiator on the bottom side and the fans on the top side because the top shroud was easier suitable, or these were easier to fit in to the top shroud. The problem with putting this radiator on the bottom and this chassis is that there are only actually 2 points that you can secure this to the chassis. As you see here, the 2 fans I've installed have to have a shim put in between them, so they are flat and level. They do not connect to the actual chassis in any sort of way, so you've actually only got 4 points. The 3rd fan, as you see here, is resting directly on the radiator. I actually put some washers to lift it up and make them all the same height. Make sure when you, before you install the radiator into the chassis, that you have your nipple firmly secure into the threading and it won't leak, because taking it out is problematic. Here's the same trick that I used to install some of the other hosing. Always make sure that you have more than enough hose, that it will go around bends and nooks. Here's the top of the box itself. It's a beautiful fan shroud. I cut a hole in the middle to have water, just to show visualization of the water going through, and that makes it look a little bit futuristic. A little bit of light up there will make it nice. I decided to put one of my flow rate controls up top, or flow rate meters up top, to just visually show that the water is flowing. Here's the assembly outside the box. Originally, this project was going to be called Project Shoehorn, because everything just needed to fit, and there were so many parts to this assembly. But here's what I did to make the top of the manifold and water line all work together. Here's the top of the box with the flow rate meter in place, just making sure that all the fans freely turn. They do. Nothing is pinching. You just have to move the pinch clamp just over so it will fit in without any problems. This is a problem I ran into after building the box. This is too sharp of an angle for the hose to comfortably go, so I decided to take it outside and Dremel it. I'm prepping for the installation for the motherboard on this. And now the installation to the motherboard. Not its final resting place, just a test fit. Remember, test fit everything multiple times to make sure nothing rubs, nothing touches. Here we have the AEK water block. It's the full copper. Some disassembly required, as it comes with a Intel mounting bracket. They kindly supply the AMD bracket, which fits on not without a problem. Make sure you watch the video online on their website and read the instructions multiple times. It's not difficult, but you can mess up, and you do not want the 2 O-rings that are inside this little piece to be out of alignment and leak all over your machine. When you put thermal paste on your CPU, not much is required. If you feel uncomfortable about doing this, it's not very hard. Please watch any of the instructional videos on YouTube. There are a number of them. And just do it until you're comfortable. Here we take out the Northbridge passive cooler. It's just a surface mount onto the Northbridge chips and uses any airflow to dissipate the heat. The water cooling block that I bought for this is exceptionally better and more consistent temperatures, and really not that hard to install. Here are the two-part cleaners that you need. You're required to clean the existing chipsets of thermal paste and re-thermal paste them with the new cooler installed. It's very easy. There are a number of videos online, and this is actually quite enjoyable. A little bit nerve-wracking to take it apart, but once you put it together, it looks solid. The Northbridge block comes with thermal tape and thermal paste that you are required to put on the chipset that is currently being water blocked. All the instructions are there. It's very simple, but read over the instructions multiple times if you do not have a firm grasp. Unlike the CPU, the Northbridge does not have a back plate. But like the CPU, do not over torque the screws. You may have a chance to fracture, crack, or break the motherboard in ways you do not know. So use the least amount of torque with the most amount of effectiveness. Here we have the front 240 mil fan. I think it's 240. Here's the front bezel as it clips in, and the Lamptron fan controller. Limited edition, it's wonderful. Here's the front bezel as it sits now, including a hidden DVD drive. Try to find it. Here we have the extra protection I was talking about earlier, cutting the 3/8 line in half and sandwiching or making it straddle any sharp points you may encounter with your hose. Don't take any chances. It's always better in this case to overprotect than to underprotect. And using clear UV hose actually makes it invisible, and if it's hit with UV light, it will make a nice glow. Thank you very much for watching this build. More to come.